Sri Namaha children. Today we are going to discuss a topic using random model. Python has a module, namely random, that provides random number generators. A random number means a number generated by a chance randomly, that is random. To use random number generators, we need to import a random module. The two most common random number generator functions are randomof and randint. In randomof, it returns random floating point number n in the range of 0.0 to 1.0, which means the values are from 0.0 to less than 1.0. Random will always be less than 1.0. In randint, it returns random number integer n in the range of a, b. That is, a less than or equal to n less than or equal to b. Both range limits, that is a and b, are inclusive. It generates an integer. A random function generates floating point values. Randint generates integer. Now we'll see how your Python code has to analyze your outputs, right? So given the following Python code which is repeated 4 times, what would be the possible set of outputs of a given 4 sets, right? So import random, print 15 plus random dot randomof into 5. So this function random dot randomof generates the values of 0.02 less than 1.0, right? So into the values should be multiplied with 5, which means that the values generated are 0.02 less than 5.0, and the generated value we are going to add with 15. So what is the values? So the values are 15.02 less than 20.0, which means that the output should be from 15.0 to less than 20.0. So here are the 4 options as given. You have to analyze the coding and you have to find which are the possible outputs. So in this case, when you say the first option, as we have the range of values as between 15.0 to less than 20.0, which means that 20.0 is not included in the value. Here, in the first option, as it has been given 20.0 as a value to be generated by your print statement, so this option is ruled out. The same way, in third option also we have 20.0, right? So this option is also ruled out. And you can notice that the second option 15, 17, 19 and 18. So which are in the range of values. So second option is the possible output. And fourth option, as it is generating 15 as the values, even this option also you will get as an output. So the answer for this question is the possible outputs are the second and fourth. Now one more problem we have. Import random, print int of 20 plus randomof into 5 and n equal to space. That is second parameter we are giving as a space here, right? So what does this function does? This function generates the values of 0.02 less than 1.5, 1.0, and as we are adding with 5, that is we are multiplying with 5, so which means that 0.02 less than 5.0 value, right? And now we are adding with the value 20, which means that the generated value we are adding. So what is the range of values which are generated by your print statement? 20.0 to 25.0, and these floating point values we are converting it to the integer format. That's why we have an integer values as an output, right? So in a four times, as we have four times print statement in your coding, so each options you will be having four sets of values, right? So in each of the options you will have only 20.02 less than 25.0 value, right? So you can see that in the first option 20, 22, 24 and 25. So 25 is not a possible output. So this is ruled out. The same way second option is also ruled out as we have 25 here. And in third option 23, 24, 23 and 24. And in fourth options we have 21 here. These are the two possible outputs for the given problem, right? So what is the least value and highest value that can be generated? So your least value is 20.0 and the highest value is 25.0, that is less than 25.0. Now one more problem, right? What are the possible outputs expected to be displayed on the screen at the time of execution of the program from the following code, right? Import random, AR equal to 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 and 70. We have created a list, and from equal to random dot rand int of 1, 3. In rand int, both values, that is the range of values, are inclusive. So what is the possible value that is generated by rand int, which is 1, 2 and 3. And then second one, rand dot rand int of 2, 4. So what are the possible values? 2, 3 and 4. Now in a for loop we are going to repeat the steps for printing a set of values, right? So in printing a set of values, the from, that is from, takes the values of 1, 2 and 3, and 2 takes the values of 2, 3 or 4, right? When you notice this options here, so your for loop will be repeated only 3 times as we have only 3 values to be printed, right? So definitely you can notice that from to 2, that is from the range starting limit to the upper limit, right? So only 3 times we are repeating that, right? Array of k, that is from, that is based on the range we are taking the values in the array, right? If it is 1 and 2 in the sense, only you would have got 2 possible outputs as a 2 set of values in your output. If it is 1 and 3 in the sense, 3 values. 1 and 4 in the sense, 4 values, right? So that's why here we can notice that each output or each option you have only 3 set of values. So the loop is repeated only 3 times, right? So what is array of k? From, based on your from value, array of k, that is your range starts from to 2, right? So array of k, which is 1, it may be 1, that is, let us assume this is your array, right? 40, 50, 60 and 70. So let us index the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, right? So if your from is 1 in the sense, this is your array of 1 is 30, right? So it might be first value might be 30 as an output, right? If your from is 2 in the sense, array of 2 is 40. So your first value might be 40. If your array of 3 in the sense, your first value is 50, right? So as a first value, you are getting 30, 40 and 50 as a first range. So how many times the loop gets repeated? Based on the 2, right? So if it is 2 times in the sense, you will have only 2 set of values. If it is 3 times in the sense, it should be 3 times the value should be printed. If it is 4 in the sense, 4 times the value should be printed. So obviously we'll come to conclusion that it is from the 2, that is only as it is printing 3 set of values, your 2 might be your 3 in the generated value, right? So when it starts with 30 in the sense, the next value to be printed is based on the depending upon the value. So what is the range of k value here? 1, 2, 3 plus 1, that is 4, which means that you have to upper limit minus 1, which is 3 here, right? So array of, as it is taking first value, array of 1 is 30. So we got 30 here. What is the next value in the range? 2, that is array of 2 is 40. So next value as 40. Array of 3 is 50. So next value as 50, right? So which is the possible output for this? Which is second option is the possible output. You will not get 70 as an output here, because as we are taking the values from the index 1, and as we have only 3 set of values, you will not get the 70 as a possible output. Thank you, children.